Sprint qualifying for the 2025 Miami Grand Prix was an unbelievable event. Some absolutely shocking results, good and bad, and some downright ugly scenes as well at times during this one around the Miami International Autodrome. But let's dive in, guys. The 5 things that we learned from sprint qualifying. So we'll start in SQ1, where Jack Doohan was absolutely livid at Alpine. Now, we were questioning whether Alpine were going to actually field Jack Doohan during this race. There were heavy rumours about Franco Colapinto coming into the team. I think, to be honest, this may well stoke those kind of flames. It will really fan those flames of him being ousted really in favour of Franco Colapinto, because he was not very complimentary about his team. Basically, from what I could tell, it wasn't overly clear going on the onboards, but I think Alpine tried to release Jack Doohan and Pierre Gasly for their second run in SQ1 at the same time, so they would literally be next to each other. Now, Gasly was released at the same time pretty much as Doohan. He went further down the pit lane. He got out straight away, no problem, but Doohan couldn't quite get the angle on his steering wheel. I don't know if he was blocked by Gasly or put off by Gasly being ahead of him, but either way, he had to be wheeled back by his mechanic, and then he was allowed to accelerate forward into the pit lane. But during that time, a couple of cars actually got between Gasly and Doohan. That meant that Doohan could not set another good lap in the remainder of the SQ1 session, because SQ1, 2 and 3 are a lot shorter than Q1, Q2 and Q3, only by a few minutes or so, but it makes a big difference when you try to do multiple runs during a session. So that meant that he was out. He starts down in P17. Not a happy bunny. He is very angry, and like I said, I don't think Alpine will be too pleased about his words. Whether he's right or wrong, I don't think they'll be very pleased about him saying what he said, but at the end of the day, I get why he's annoyed at it. If he's been put off by his teammate, and because of that, he's out. It's not a great look, really, because Gasly at that point was pretty much safe. He was going to be through to SQ2, what may at the end of the day. Let's talk about Yuki Tsunoda now. I thought that Yuki Tsunoda turned the corner. I thought he was getting in some decent form, going to be up in the top 10 regularly, challenging for points in that second Red Bull. To be fair to him, he didn't have the same upgrades as Max Verstappen. The new floor was only on Max Verstappen's car. It's not on Yuki Tsunoda's, but still, out in SQ1, it's not a great look, to be honest. He blamed traffic for being unable to actually set a second lap time during this one. So, it's one of the unfortunate things. You do get traffic, especially in these sprint qualifying sessions, because like I said, they are slightly shorter than the regular qualifying sessions. But yeah, he has a lot of work to do, and I think he'll do very, very well to score any points. Only top 8 getting the points in the sprint race, of course. Let's talk about Carlos Sainz, though. A bad day for him as well. He made it through to SQ2, but bottom of that session, P15 overall, while his teammate Alex Albon made it through to the top 10. That Williams is looking quick, but unfortunately, Sainz, big lockup going down through the first of the 2 back straights, going into that really tight kind of sweeping left and then the sweeping right. Unfortunately, he locked up big. It looked like he ran over kind of like a drain cover thing or something, and that unfortunately unsettled the car, made him lock up. He ran off the road, lost his lap, and lost his time as well as a result. So not very good for him, unfortunately. He has a lot of work to do, but encouraging to see Alex Albon as high up as he is. If he does a better job in qualifying on Saturday afternoon, I think that Sainz will very much be into the top 10 alongside Alex Albon. But who got pole position? Andrea Kimi Anotnelli, pole position. Now, it is not a Grand Prix pole position, but if we count all the poles from all of the qualifying sessions, all of the sprint qualifying sessions as well, he is the youngest man to ever start P1 in a Grand Prix by a long distance. The previous record, and still technically current record, given it's not a Grand Prix pole what Antonelli's got, but that is held by Sebastian Vettel. He qualified on pole for the 2008 Italian Grand Prix, where he was 20 years, 2 months and 11 days old. Antonelli is 1.5 years younger. 18 years, 8 months, 8 days. 8 is a lucky number in East Asian culture. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Yes, I know Antonelli is Italian. I'm just trying to make some sort of comparison. I'm trying to make sense of this, guys. I mean, just unbelievable stuff. I mean, he's been good in qualifying recently. He's been very solid. He's been very solid in the race too. I'm so impressed by this kid. I mean, I gave him a 9 out of 10 in my kind of rookie review from the first 5 rounds. But hey, if this guy wins the sprint tomorrow, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. To do that is just ridiculous. Should not be possible. He honestly, he's doing fantastic. George Russell, I think, was like, what, P5 5 in the end. Still, that's a good qualifying for Russell, being up in the top 5 yet again, but absolutely blown out of the water by his teammate. Less than a tenth or so ahead of Oscar Piastri in P2 and Lando Norris in P3. It's going to be difficult for Antonelli to keep that sprint pole into a sprint victory, but we've seen so many times so far this season. In fact, I think Oscar Piastri is the only guy to not win from pole position from any race so far this season. So, and he was P2 in Saudi Arabia when he did that. So, honestly, it's going to be very tough for McLaren to get ahead of him. It's going to be tough. You can't you can't do split strategies. You've just got to, I mean, unless they do different tyre compounds or something at the start of the race, there's not really much you can do. And usually the medium tyre is the only one to go for a sprint. But hey, it's going to be a really eventful sprint race tomorrow. I wasn't really looking forward to it. I thought it was going to be, McLaren domination, relatively boring. I say that as a McLaren fan. But Antonelli very much putting the cat amongst the papaya pigeons there, to borrow a phrase I used in one of the preview videos. But yeah, absolutely incredible stuff. Not Mr. Saturday, Mr. Friday in Formula 1. Very much Antonelli right now. Unreal, guys. Absolutely mesmeric. The Italian magician absolutely pulling the rabbit out of the hat in that one. But yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow, guys. Is Antonelli going to hold on to pole position? Will the McLarens overtake him? Can Max Verstappen, who qualified in P4, can he very much make things awkward tomorrow? He's very good at Miami. He's won all but one race around this track in the history of the event. So let's see what happens, guys, and let's hope you've had a fantastic time. This will be going out on the morning after the actual qualifying session. So yeah, we'll see you soon for some more content just like this. I'll be reviewing the sprint race. I'll be reviewing the qualifying. I'll be reviewing the actual Grand Prix race as well. That'll all be going out on the channel this weekend, and stay tuned for plenty more news announcements as well. See you soon for much more content like this on the weird and wacky world of Formula 1. Antonelli on pole. What the hell, man? How?